Hello, this is the 2025 LEGO Star Wars Acclamator-class assault ship with 450 pieces. This is in so-called Midi-scale. This cost me $50 US. It's 50 euros, 45 pounds UK, or $65 Canadian. How big is it? Well, here's a random minifigure for scale. Let's look at some other things relative to it though. The home one came out at the same time. Invisible Hand is at least from the same era. And the Super Star Destroyer is another gray space triangle. Hey, no hate. I like my gray space triangles, especially in Star Wars. This is not the first time that LEGO has done an Acclamator. They did it once in the 2022 Advent calendar, so that was, tiny, ridiculously tiny little thing. But they also did a larger version back in 2013. Googling around, I completely forgot that thing even existed with the Coruscant Planet set, that weird planet series that they did that everybody misses. Well, not everybody misses. A lot of people miss now that it's gone, but very few people cared about when it was out. Obviously, this comes on a stand and it's very tall on its stand, but that's just for compatibility with the rest of the series. The build of this is nice. It, of course, makes use of the most modern shapes and sizes of slopes especially, and also wedge plates. And the connection of the side, call them wings if you will, was very satisfying. All this it was mostly attached at one time, it was mostly built at one time and then attached at an angle. And that angle is not made with hinges at all. That angle is actually made for those major subassemblies, is made exclusively with just Technic pieces, Technic connector pieces and their built-in geometry. And it all just fits in so nicely right here. It's very, very, very satisfying to me, and it's nice and secure. This thing isn't wobbling around at all. Everything feels right. By the way, those are prints. That's a good thing. The bad thing is that the colors are wrong. So this is, I don't know why, so far this year, dark red prints have been maroon, like a very dark red for some reason. It's not the same color as this. You can actually see two slightly different colors here, but it's more two slightly different textures from the different types of plastics, two plastic mixes. That's right. LEGO does not use just one plastic mix. They have a whole bunch depending upon what strength that they need. But then also here on this print, the tan is very, very pale. I don't have a tan piece handy, but trust me that is very, very pale. Here's a tan piece for a comparison of the color of the print, and here's a regular dark red part next to the much darker red of the prints here. Thankfully, looking at this thing from just any kind of reasonable distance, it doesn't look bad. You don't have any of the correct color of red right next to this incorrect color of red. So fortunately, I think that a lot of people won't be too bothered by that, but I'm still going to call it out because we are paying big money for these premium products, and it should be good quality, and the things should be the colors that they're supposed to be. If you don't like those colors, contact customer support or leave feedback through the feedback survey on lego.com. Let them know. Otherwise, as long as we keep buying this stuff, they're not going to fix issues like that. Around the back, it looks pretty good. This was also very satisfying to put in. Very, very thin angles here. I think these parts were originally used, or first used, was it not, in Speed Champions, or concurrent to their first use in Speed Champions, but turns out really, really nicely how that tapers down on multiple axes there. And underneath, it also looks pretty good. You've got just a little bit of dark tan showing up here, but it's not too bad. I can imagine this being on a high perch, a high display where I'm able to see a little bit of the underside, and I'm not going to be mad at it. I can see just a tiny bit of red through the door there, but here's the thing. The landing bay doors, look at this. You can open them, which is kind of nice. I mean, it's part of just creating the shape down here, but you can open them, and they have the little suggestion inside of some troops. A lot of people really, really lose their mind over Easter eggs like that, but it's just 4 studs on either side. So I'm not going to lose my mind about it. It's just 4 studs. And when you do open that up, obviously you do see a bunch of other colors, including the Technic pieces that I mentioned that give it the angle. And those are actually done not in orange, but the newer reddish orange. Overall, this thing is just put together very, very neatly. You can see that the lower front section also has some relatively recent geometry. And I'm very satisfied with this thing. I'm very satisfied with its design, just not happy about the quality of the prints. And that's more of a systemic thing across all of LEGO, not specific to just this set. That print for the For the Plaque there, it's fine. I kind of wish that they used a slightly smaller typeface so it didn't get quite so close to the edge there, but yeah. And of course the stand works fine, and you can also take the thing off the stand easily. It's just connected with studs, and it's all good. You can swish this around if you want. It's not fragile. Here are the leftover pieces I had, and again, there's no sticker sheet to show you. Again, the price here was $50 US. It's 50 euros, 45 pounds UK, or $65 Canadian for 450 pieces. This doesn't feel outrageously priced to me for a Star Wars collectible in 2025. Just going to be honest with you about that. Yes, Star Wars collectibles are typically overpriced because they can be, because people are willing to pay those prices. That's why they're so expensive. Do I feel like this is $50 worth of plastic? Absolutely not. No way. Are you kidding me? Of course not. But relative to the market, the price is not the problem here. As a matter of fact, I don't see any major problem with this. I would love for it to be cheaper, absolutely 100%. But I think at the very least, it is a very good product. I'm happy with it, with the exception of the quality of those prints there. It's nice that they did this, and I, of course, want them to continue this line because it does offer up the ability to get ships that will fit onto a desk or onto a shelf or something, you know, reasonable sized, and that don't cost $200, $300, $400, $850 like the big things do. Yep. Thank you very much for watching. Hope that you enjoyed this. Thanks especially to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.